Okay, so on the top, make sure that you have your name. You will turn this in today, so just make sure you're following along. Okay, so quick recap. There was two special right triangles that we're focusing on. One of them is 45, 45, 90 degree triangle, meaning that the angle measures are 45, 45, and 90 degrees. The 45, 45, 90 degree triangle is also sometimes called an isosceles right triangle. Any isosceles right triangle will follow these same measures and proportions. So isosceles being that two sides are the same length, because as you know, with this, your legs are the same length, and then the hypotenuse is the leg times square root of 2. Then the second triangle is a 30, 60, 90 degree triangle. 30, 60, 90 triangle. This would be the 90. Then for the 30 and 60, 30 would be the smaller of the two angles, and then 60 would be the larger of the two. And the dimensions of this, you have your short side, which we'll just call S. The hypotenuse is 2 times the short side. And then the medium side is S times square root of 3. Okay, so we're going to focus on just one of these at a time. The one we're going to focus on first is the 45, 45, 90. I should have told you to get out highlighters ahead of time, but get out 2 highlighters. I'm going to be using yellow and green, so if you want to match me, get out yellow and green. Okay, so I'm going to go through this worksheet and highlight all the 45, 45, 90 degree angle triangles yellow. So all of the 45, 45, 90s throughout the entire worksheet, both sides are going to be yellow. Then over on this side, same process. Should probably pause it. Okay, so like I said, I went through and highlighted all the 45, 45, 90 degree triangles yellow. Now I'm going to highlight all the 30, 60, 90 ones green. So going through, highlighting all the 30, 60, 90 ones. Okay, I didn't highlight number 7 because 7 is a little bit different. It shows two 60 degree angles. So that means this is an equilateral triangle, so this angle would be 60 as well. And with an equilateral triangle, the altitude, if you were to draw the altitude, that altitude would create a 30, 60, 90 triangle. So this would then be 30, and then the 30, 60, 90 triangle is actually just one side of this, right there. Okay, so now we're going to start up here. We're going to start just focusing on the 45, 45, 90. We're going to go through and do all the yellow ones, and then we'll go back and do all the green ones. So you only have to focus on one type of triangle at a time. So for the first one, and I'm just going to make a little note for myself, for these 45, 45, 90 degree triangles, it's x and x. These legs are the same measure, and then the hypotenuse is x times square root of 2. Okay, so for number 1, they give us one of the legs, meaning that this leg over here is also 6. Then the hypotenuse, you'd multiply by square root of 2, so it becomes 6 square root of 2. And I'm boxing the answers so I can go back later and do the puzzle. Okay, then number 3. Again, we're just doing all the yellow ones first. So we have the hypotenuse, and we have to work backwards to find the leg length. So we're going to divide by square root of 2. Then number 5, same idea, we're dividing by square root of 2 to get the legs. Square root of 2 divided by square root of 2 is just 2. So we get 2 here and 2 here. Okay. Number 7, we're going from the hypotenuse to the leg, continuing to divide by square root of 2. So 6 over square root of 2. This one, you can't like cancel anything, but you also can't have the radical as a denominator. So we're going to multiply by square root of 2 over square root of 2 to get rid of that radical as a denominator. So the 6 and 2 here can be simplified. Divide this by 2, divide this by 2, and we get 3 square root of 2. So that's the leg here. Okay, moving over to number 9. This is almost the same problem as the last one. We are dividing by square root of 2 again to get the leg. Then from here, multiply like this. Four and 2 can both be divided by 2 to simplify it. Okay, then number 11 is the last one. 11, they actually took it easy on us. The legs are the same measure, so that's just 5. And then to get the hypotenuse, multiply by square root of 3. So we get this. Okay, so now I want you to go to the other side of the paper and do all the yellow ones on your own. See what you can do, see where you get stuck. I'm going to actually freeze this here, and then I'll show you the answers in a second. Yes.
You got number 11 wrong.
No, I didn't.
You must multiply by the square root of 2.
Dang it. Thank you. Okay. Man, as I'm recording too. Okay. Yeah, that's right. Square root of 2. Thank you. Compliments. Go to Joe Bar. Okay, yes. Square root of 2. Okay, what I was saying, go over here, do this part. I'm going to freeze this here. You do it on your own, and then we'll compare answers in a second. Okay. I have the answers up here if you want to compare. Okay. So now we are kind of like starting over, like clear the slate, because we're going to be working with the 30, 60, 90 triangle, which has different ratios. We'll start with number 2. I'm going to grab a different color too. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to use this pink. So for the 30, 60, 90, remember you have the short side. The hypotenuse is 2 times that short side, and then the medium is short times square root of 3. So for number 2, we're given the longest side, the hypotenuse. We can divide that by 2 to get the short side. This color looks like the same as the last one. Let me get a different color. Pause. Okay, so we get 5 here, and then to get the medium side, you multiply by square root of 3, so 5 square root of 3. Okay, next, number 4. They gave us the short side. You can multiply that by 2 to get the hypotenuse here. And then multiply it by square root of 3 to get the medium side. Okay, next, number 6. From medium to short, you have to divide by square root of 3. So 4 square root of 3 divided by square root of 3 would leave us with 4. And then double it to get the long side. Then 9 divided by square root of 3 would give us the short side. Multiply by square root of 3 over square root of 3. And we get 3 square root of 3. And then double it for the hypotenuse, so 6 square root of 3. Okay, then number 10, we're given the hypotenuse. We can divide that by 2 to get this length, so this would be 3. And then 3 times square root of 3 would give us the medium side. It's blurry. Focus, there it goes. Okay. And number 12, they gave us the medium side, which to get to the short side, we have to divide by square root of 3. So 12 divided by square root of 3. Simplify the 12 and the 3. You get that. Okay, so from here, we're going to move over to the next page and try these by yourself and see how far you can get or what questions you have. Okay, so I have the answers up here if you want to check them. I'm going to end the recording.